Hey, hi, hello, welcome back, Alexandrian Codex. I'm streaming some more Stellaris today. That's a lot of S sounds. Why am I doing that? Because I did some modding today. What did I do? Terraforming now on average takes 5 times as long. I haven't adjusted the prices, though I'm thinking about it. Megastructures, on average, all take about 20 years. Before, they were all over the fucking place. I'll get as to why they're 20 years. I have a fucking spreadsheet I could be showing. Isn't that really what everyone wants in their heart of hearts? Okay. I started out today by trying to adjust ship build times, because there was a lot that's really ambiguous about how long ships take to build in Stellaris. Like, by default, a Corvette is 60 days, a battleship is 640 days, a cruiser is 240, a destroyer is 120, etc., etc. But, like, there's no historical basis for that. In fact, it's, like, wildly ahistorical. Corvettes, the fastest Corvette built in the last century, or quickest Corvette in time to completion that I could find, took about 150 days. And that's like a World War II ship, which is just like a bunch of metal welded together with some guns strapped on top. That's nothing on par with, well, like an engine stuffed in it and guns stacked on top. That's nothing compared to something that has to go into subspace, shoot lasers, fire rockets, travel. The base speed of even a battleship is like an order of magnitude faster than the fastest object, man-made object. So being able to pump one of those out in 2 months is fucking crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Oh, well, Alex, it's the future and, robotics and da-da-da-da-da. No, some things just take time. Like, even in just dealing, like, the size of a thing and the amount of energy you need to apply to something of that size, the amount of time it needs for heat to dissipate so heat doesn't build up and, like, break down the materials or cause damage. And keep in mind, you're making shit in space, and the vacuum of space is actually, like, an incredible insulator. And, like, is actually really, really bad for dissipating heat. You're playing with some interesting mechanics if you're pumping out stuff as fast as Stellaris 122. Like, the fastest cruiser, World War II cruiser I could find took 615 days. The fastest battleship I could find, again, World War II, I think it was the Iowa? Took 970 days. That is abnormally fast for a battleship. I threw battleships and aircraft carriers together just in case I could find one that was close enough, but no. On average, a battleship takes about 5 years between laying down its hull and commissioning. And that's if everything's on time. And that's like modern ships. I mean, shit, like the new aircraft carriers take, like, they're scripted for about 5 years, but they can take like up to 12. So I think it's really fucking generous to just multiply this by 2 and have a modded time of a few years, rather than the absurd turnaround time that Stellaris has. Like, man, making a battleship in space in like a year and a half, that's fucking crazy. That's a year and a third, actually. That's fucking insane. So, ship build times have been doubled. The costs and upkeep haven't been affected yet, though I might do that. And so the Juggernaut and the Colossus are like our upper tier thing here, which is really interesting that this ended up at about 20 years, because if you look at Star Wars, and you shouldn't for any kind of realism, but if we look at Star Wars, it took about 20 years to build the first Death Star from beginning to end of construction. Death Star is a Colossus and, you know, some other stuff, so, you know, 20 years seems about right. And in my mind, if it takes 20 years to build a planet-destroying space station, it should take about 20 years to build a big shipyard, or an assembly, or a big piece of art, or a strategic coordination center, or a big nerd complex, or, you know, a sentry array. Like, none of those should be taking longer than something that blows up planets. So, most of these have actually been reduced in time. Cost has not been affected, time has. Gateways I bumped up to 10 years because it's ridiculous that you could build a gateway or a habitat faster than a Titan. No, you fucking couldn't. So these are at least 10 years now. Habitats, or ring worlds, it says it's been adjusted to 100 years. Not really. It's about the same. It's a little bit longer than it used to be. It used to be 58.3 years if you did every step sequentially. But if you do all of the ring sections at once, it's a hell of a lot faster than that. Ring worlds are the slowest because life is slow. Creating a biosphere takes time. Trees take a long time to grow. Plants take a long time to build root systems. You can't really rush life. You can use nanotech to make mountains, to build the geography and the structure, but life is trickier and works at its biological paces, and you can't really rush those. This is the same kind of problem I run into when we're talking about terraforming. Like, sure, okay, maybe you could literally tear apart Mercury in 50 years. But then reconstructing all the different parts of it into something livable, you know, that'd take like a few more. And then you plant the seeds and start building the biosphere, but that would take, you know, a decade or two to really start coming into fruition. You can't really rush life. So terraforming on average takes about 2 to 5 times as long as it used to. I've reduced the impacts of stars. This is a massive solar system mod thing. Yeah, so those are less impactful. So the reason I'm doing it is so it doesn't fuck with the AI as much. So maybe the AI has an easier time of it. What did we settle on last time? Like 8 or 9? Yeah, that seems about right. Just while we're doing this, I want to slow down tech. Like, a lot. Like, a lot. A lot. Because I keep rushing ahead technologically, and I like that, but I want to force things to slow the fuck down. Okay, yeah, that seems about right. Is that everything I did today? Seems like it. Seems like it. I did fix a problem. L gates weren't spawning because I did make a typo. I haven't adjusted ship movement speed, though I'm tempted to, because they move way too fucking fast. Chemical ships do. Beginning ships do. Yeah, on the to-do list is take a look at how elections work and play with that a little bit to make it actually, like, representative of the pops or pop power that you have. I don't really know how it works, so I need to crack open that. Maybe building speed. I might want to... Part of me wants to do, like, an environment or economic rework from the ground up to base things off of energy, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, we're gonna kill that. Go into here, turn on some music I actually want to listen to. Beautiful. Okay. What's the goal for today? Really just to play for about 4-ish hours, feel out the pacing of how things are going. And if the pacing's alright, you know what, if I'm feeling out the pacing, I need to do it on tech times 1 speed, because That's what I normally play at. Yeah, these are mostly default settings for me. Okay, let's try that. I did fix the Sol Interstellar Navy being SIN instead of CIN. Or TIN. There we go. Beautiful. Economic policy. No. I meant trade policy, marketplace of ideas, edicts, ruler focus on that. Species, set default rights to residents. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad luck with leader traits, and yeah, really bad luck with leader traits. Okay. I'm with the first tech roll, but that's fine. I really, just for my own sake, I want to set where the deposits spawn in the solar system so I don't have to constantly go looking for shit. Oh, sweet, order. Okay, yeah. Just go ahead and focus on that. Flyer education, you know, I'll hold on to it for the time being. Oh, I don't know how these changes will impact the AI. It should slow down how quickly they build fleets. I mean, it'll definitely do that. I don't know how that'll pan out, though, because it also slows down how quickly the player can build shit. And that seems to kind of cancel itself out. Who knows? So I guess I'll just talk bullshit while we do this, because I'm not reading this stuff. I'm doing alright. This is in lieu of doing our typical Minecraft bullshit, I guess. Yeah, I'm doing pretty okay.
Construction finalized.
Jesus, that was fast. I have a friend moving to Seattle in the next few months, actually. And, you know, they're coming to town in the next couple of weeks to check out apartments. And they're like, oh, we should hang out. And I'm like, yeah, but also, like, there's a pandemic, and, like, there's nothing to do. So, I guess we could, but we'd be wearing masks the entire time. So I guess I'm probably just gonna, like, pick up a bottle of something and, like, order takeout and hang out with them. I don't know. There's stuff that's open, but also just feels like a bad idea. Also, it's gonna be, like, cold and raining, surprise, surprise, at Seattle, the entire time that they're here. I don't know. It's super weird. Wanting to be social in the midst of ye olde pandemic is weird. So we'll see. Here's an example of changes I've made. Barnard Star no longer gives because it's a class M. No more evasion boost. No more speed boost. Instead, it just has reduced FTL jump and disengagement chance. Because class M stars have a lower escape velocity than others. Here's a class F. Yeah. Class F has, rather than 50% reduced evasion, it's only 5%. It's considerably less. Or, no, rather than 10%, it's now 5%. Which is impactful, but far less so. Far less so.
Anomalous readings detected. Construction finalized.
Beautiful. Build that. I might want to adjust build speed of stations. That's a thing to look at. Station. Build speed. Question mark. To keep that using the same kind of
Construction complete.
internal logic that I'm using for other things. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Nano sand super early. And I can use nanite actuators. Oh, democracy politicals. Sweet. The great mining gives like a tiny, no, space mining expansion gives a tiny, tiny boost to research, so I guess I'll take it. What are you? Agrarian farmer. You're fine, I guess. It's nice not having to read shit. Just having read things so many times already. It's on the Boldly Go, it's not on away teams. That's okay. So now, going into the shipyard. These should not take 60 days. Oh, this didn't apply. Why didn't this apply? Motherfucker. This should be 120.
Anomalous readings detected.
Oh, I hate this. Okay, well. Let's... No, wrong one. Here. So, the mod, in common, I've modified scripted variables for Corvette build time, destroyer build time, cruiser build time. Now, it might not be overwriting the original file because I've changed the name of it. That's entirely possible. Let's see. It isn't scripted variables, right? This isn't anywhere else, because we look at ship, stuff, ship. Am I blind here? Starbase. Ship sizes, ship behaviors. Yeah. No, it's this. It's this just not being named the same thing. Okay, that's fine. I hate this. I don't want to have to replace this entire thing. Why don't you want to replace the entire thing, Alex? Because I'm pretty sure... Not scripted effects, scripted variables. That's why that didn't look right. I'm pretty sure... that other mods change scripted variables. I'm pretty fucking sure. Now, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty damn sure. Like, if we go into... Oh, let's see. What is the downscaled ships? Stellaris? Is this the one I'm using? Yeah, okay. Go to workshop, Steam apps, workshop, content, that one, and then you are 687037851. Oh, it's the first one. Okay. Common defines. What? Really? Oh. Oh, okay. I named this something else because I was worried about it overwriting stuff. Turns out I did not need to worry about that, so... Okay. Well, that's super, super easy. Okay. Well, then I'll just kill the copy I made and just do this then. Because I was worried that downscaled ships would mess with this because there's collision radius and formation priority, and I thought, well, surely it plays with that. But maybe not. you. And now we get to restart Stellaris. As if that change didn't apply, what the fuck am I testing? I did have it originally named the same thing as the file, but then I got wary and was like, oh no, I don't want to change it in case it's overwriting or conflicting with something else, but fuck it. I should be able to resume that. I don't really need to resume it though. Yeah, like not at all. Now the first fucking thing I'm gonna do after loading in is make sure that the ship build time is what it should be. Because if that doesn't change it, if scripted variables, ship scripted variables, isn't where it's set, even though that says it's where it's set, I have questions. I have many questions. Okay, beautiful. We pause that, we turn this to this. One of these days I'm gonna get around to purging Gilly's modifiers of the big ships. There we go. Here we go, 120 days. Beautiful. And 2 years for a colony ship. That's long, but fair, I guess. Starting text position is... We have an interesting starting position, at least. Oh, fuck. Right. We go into here, we click this, and we go into here, we click this, we click that, we click this, click that, and then you go into here, we set the default to residence. Fantastic. So for me, this would be most immediately impactful in Metallurgist hobby. Boo. It'll slow down my spamming of science and construction ships. The rate at which I build ships will be slower, so maybe I'll be able to hold on to alloys for longer. Probably not. It's probably just going to take longer to build up strength, which I kind of like. I don't like how quickly the AI or the player is able to just manifest a fleet out of fucking nowhere, especially during a war. I kind of like this change because it makes you think in advance a little bit, in the same way that Hearts of Iron does, right? In that you can't just pump out a battleship overnight, you have to plan for it years and years and years in advance, really at the beginning of the game.
Construction
and I like that
finalized.
Kind of planning and strategy. Yeah. Is this one of mine? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. This is one of mine. It rolled once on inner planets, twice on habitable, twice on inner giants, twice on outer giants, and no times on outer system. Ugh. God, these events. I hate these events. Oh, we got the... You know what, sure. Go and get them.
Sith log updated.
They're a spiritualist, right? Is that what this dumb thing is? Yeah, they're trying to convert people to their twisted religion. It's a bad event chain. It's dumb and bad and weird.
Hostile reactionaries engaged.
Like, just because somebody's materialist doesn't mean that they're anti-theist. Just because you have a focus on the material, the real, the mundane, is not necessarily exclusionary of the rest. Now, this starting event makes a lot of sense for, like, fanatic materialists. But that ain't us. That ain't us. And also, yeah, God, I miss the extended events? Expanded events? One of the two. Like horrible naming scheme. Extended and expanded. Ah, yes, I can differentiate those very easily. One of those adds some great human starts. I do miss those events a little bit right now. Okay, Empire. I also changed the stars that the precursor systems spawn in. They're all no penalty stars now. Before there were some that were class A or class B, which have some pretty pronounced penalties, and because they tend to be really good systems, particularly for making shipyards in, if you play with Gilly's modifiers, I wanted to walk that back a little bit. Okay, you're corrupt and you're garbage stats, so you're not worth trying to save. You're kind of okay. You're cheap. Ugh, God, I guess I have to go with the kind of okay one so I can afford scientists. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing to slow down how often the player is able to do stuff. I am kind of a fan, in theory. You know, in theory, right? Because if it takes longer to build ships, if it takes longer to do things, then that drags out early game a little bit. And that gives more time for development. And I like that, in theory. Like, that's appealing. The real question is getting to about 2,300. Well, we're not getting to 2,300. I think we got to like 2,240 last time. We'll get as far as we get. The real question, like I was beginning to say, the real question is seeing how the AI respond or adapt to these changes, or if I notice any change at all from them. If I don't, then great, it's working. If I do, then not great.
System resources analyzed.
Though it still arguably might be working. It's really hard to gauge if something improves the AI's performance or competitiveness versus not, because you know, that's a really arbitrary metric. And what I'm trying to do away with are arbitrary metrics.
Construction
In
finalized.
as many myriad small ways as I can, like having time, like construction time. We now kind of have a standard for, okay, you know, it takes 120 days to build the smallest
Anomalous
thing
readings
possible,
detected.
and we'll scale everything based on that. So mining stations, oh god, mining stations should take like a while, right? Like, those should not be... I guess when mining stations, we could look at... like the build speed of oil rig construction. Yeah, that's interesting, because it does make sense to slow down station construction. It really does. It's very quick. I know I've seen that somewhere, so I know I can play with it. I just don't remember where exactly or what exactly. Yeah, we'll get to it. Maybe I'll... no, it's already been half an hour. I was gonna say, maybe I'll stop at like an hour. I think the 2-hour mark is probably where I'm gonna have to go today. Yeah, I don't do as banter quite as well over Stellaris as I do like Minecraft, because there's so much going on.
Sith log updated.
No, I don't mean to imply that they're like, oh, it's so busy, it's hard to keep
System
everything
resources
straight. No, there's just a lot of small moving pieces, and because I have to like
Scientific
actively
progress
pause the game, do something, move, unpause it, etc., there's a lot of repetitive,
Our research has progressed.
kind of rapid response. Ooh, that's not the one I should have picked, but it's too late. Actions that you have to make, whereas Minecraft is just like, haha, dirt go burr. It's it's not a big brain kind of game. You can do some really creative, inspired, very cool stuff in it, but at its core, or at least maybe not at its core, but like the mental price of entry is low, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Anomalous
It's gotten
readings
quite a bit.
detected.
Yeah, back in the olden days, you would start and your solar system wasn't even surveyed. That was really fun, and I wish so
Construction
badly we could go
finalized.
back to that. But they transitioned the way that ownership of systems work, that you have to build a starbase or an outpost around it.
Situation log
And it's not
updated.
based on planets? Was it based on planets back then? I guess it probably was. Yeah. I was reading last night a little bit about old Stellaris and the appeal it had for people, and
Our
feeling like
research has
nostalgic and kind of like this pained realization of what could have been. Reading some retrospectives for like, yeah, the politics were really interesting and promising, and like it seemed like it would go in a really potentially cool direction, and
research has
instead they've
progressed.
gotten caught up and mired in map painting. And you know, I've complained about this plenty, but it's nice to see I'm not alone in this
Construction finalized.
sentiment that like I don't want a, you know, shallow map painting experience. I
Together
want
we will build a brighter future.
intrigue and politics. Okay, now construction's down to 60 because of that tech.
Anomalous
But it's an
readings
exception
detected.
here. And, okay, I like that a lot more than 60 going down to 30. Construction ship going down to 60. And I'm not even sure construction ships and science ships should be that
Construction
fast. Like, they're relatively complex vehicles, right? They build... they build quite a bit. Gonna need 1, 2, 3 more. Like, these can put together space stations. They probably shouldn't be that fast and loose to put together.
System resources analyzed.
But of course, if I up the time it takes to build them or work on them, then I should probably do that for just everything. And yeah, man, I am really curious about the design process of Stellaris, particularly like the balanced design process of Stellaris, where they decided arbitrary values to assign to things, like, this is realistic or
System
unrealistic.
resources
Let's say
analyzed.
this takes X amount of time or Y amount of time. Like, it seems, a lot of the things seem quite arbitrary from the outside. And, you know, I'm sure they weren't arbitrary. There's always some kind of rationale and reasoning, but it's not in the code, so it's very hard to tell.
Evading hostiles.
Okay, guess we're not going that way. We have amoeba? Yeah, great.
Scientific progress attained.
I mean, amoeba shouldn't go that fast. I mean, they're already slow as fuck compared to late game ships, but again, these things move at speeds that are faster than our fastest space probes have ever gone. Slow down space. Oh god, what do you even call these? Life? Like, biology works on chemical processes. And the kind of chemical processes that are necessary for, like, say, an ion engine are very, very different than one of, like, a more traditional chemical engine.
Construction finalized.
Just a little different, you know. Wow, I've actually hit an energy deficit. It's not super uncommon, but I haven't done
Special
that in a while.
inquiry concluded.
Well, let's address that. Do that. Do that. Very hot planetary core. Very, very hot. So hot. Making terraforming take longer, making ship building time takes longer, makes it so that techs that reduce the build time, or whatever time, are more impactful. And I kind of like that, because before, you know, what's 5%, what's 10%, but when you get into bigger numbers, 5% turns into a year
Construction finalized.
or more.
Our research has progressed. Special inquiry concluded.
And that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's not interesting to me or appealing in the least.
System resources analyzed.
Yeah, like, some part of me is like, doubling the build speed isn't adequate. Like, maybe base ship time, build time on space ships. But, you know, it's kind of, you know, I was gonna say apples and oranges, but it's even more of a pronounced difference.
Evading hostiles.
Talking about space warships or, you know, a fucking shuttle. And there's just miles and miles of difference between what we're building and playing around with in Stellaris, typically, and what there's actually historical precedent for. But still, I mean, it couldn't hurt the reference, right? Couldn't hurt. Reference is like a
Scientific progress
foundation
attained.
for how long, you know, more modern, more complex types of vehicles and vessels take to build. Of course, you know, there's such a small sample size when you start looking at that sort of thing that it's hard to be super sure. Yeah. Like, Corvettes, if they were just metal tin cans, if Corvettes didn't have the thing that fucks me up is chemical thrusters. Here, you know what? Stellaris, give tech. What is this command? Give all tech command. What is this? Okay. Just, there's a world of difference between... Yeah, Type 2 or even ion thrusters. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna slow down the ships. I'm gonna slow down all the fucking ships, and this is gonna be painful, because the game already feels fucking massive sometimes. You have chemical thrusters. The problem with chemical thrusters is not that they don't have high impulse, like they have a very high flash speed. The problem with chemical thrusters or chemical propulsion is its fuel source. And we start out with fission reactor. I'm gonna have to make a fucking page for this. Fission reactor. / chemical thruster. When we're talking about the kind of speed and power that's equal to, that's calculable. These are known things. And then ion thrusters, again, we have examples of ion thrusters. It's really weird to be like chemical ion, because ion, it has a very long duration that it burns, and it's able to burn very consistently, which in long periods of time gets you up to a faster speed. But if you actually want like more evasion or maneuverability, chemical thrusters are actually better for that. But the way Stellaris is designed is linear progression, and yeah, and then plasma, impulse, dark matter, we don't have metrics for those, but we do have real world metric for ion thrusters and chemical thrusters. Like chemical and ion are techs we have right now. Cold fusion, antimatter, 0 point, yeah, can't comment on that. Hyperdrive, thank God, all it does is let you use hyperwings. You don't have to think about, like, accounting for this in terms of speed of light. And the base speed of, like, the lowest base speed are Titans? No, you have the battleship base speed. Juggernauts? Ah, you have the slowest speed. Okay, you have the base speed of 80. It's been boosted up to 75 by your thrusters. Yeah. Huh. Like, 80 seems like a nonsense number, right? And, well, it is. If we talk about... If we talk about speed... 100 in-game speed is about equal to 6 AU per month, roughly 1 distance per month in-game. Sorry, not 1, 10 in-game distance, which is equal to about 1,246,649 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fucking fast. In fast, that's like 3 times faster than the fastest human-made object. And the fastest human-made object, the Parker Solar Probe, hasn't reached its maximum speed yet because it's using the sun's gravity to help accelerate it. But it'll probably top out about 430,000. Voyager, with its speed of 610 or 61,000 kilometers per hour, again, super fucking fast, only ranks as like a speed 5 on here. And Voyager's real fucking fast. It's... Did Voyager Propulsion. Propulsion. Oh my god, I can't spell. There we go. I think Voyager used... Are these chemical rockets? Power used thermoelectric generators. I can't remember if it was ion or not. Yeah, CERT 1 in the 1960s had the first one, and this is like a decade and a half after that. Yeah. God, I can't remember, and I don't really care to actually look it up. Point being, ion thrusters are a technology that is half a century old today. And Stellaris is set in 180 years from now. So you would hope by then that we would have more advanced engines than the garbage that you start out with. It's really weird that they use chemical ion but place it like 200 years in the future. It's so weird. Like, in some places Stellaris, like, right out of the gate is like, oh, this is science fiction. Like, you can go faster than the speed of light, you got lasers, you got, you know, crazy fast shipbuilding time. But in other ways, we actually, like, technologically go back in time, going up to 2200. Like, the fact that you have to research powered exoskeletons. We have powered exoskeletons. We don't have good batteries for them, but we have powered exoskeletons. The problem with exoskeletons and, like, power armor today is power source. Small, lightweight, sustainable power sources. That's the issue. And also, like, pneumatics are a bit of an issue, but largely it's a power thing. So, like, the game doesn't really celebrate these breakthrough technologies nearly enough to the point, like, for fuck's sake. Fusion would fundamentally change economics, production, just so much. And then cold fusion, on top of that, God, even more so. Then if somehow we were able to harness antimatter reactions or 0-point energy. I mean, 0-point energy is essentially infinite energy reactors, which is really funny that people have been like, ooh, dark matter, and then Crystallis, and then 0-point and dimensional, Nequadria. I really love the Nequadria reactor. Like, hell yeah, you get my Star Trek in. Star Trek? No, Stargate in here. So yeah, I think I gotta slow these fuckers down. So how much do we want to do? Let's be generous, right? Let's say that the slowest object, which isn't even battleships, it's juggernauts, the slowest base speed, and again, you see that by endgame thrusters make them move a hell of a lot faster, and that's, like, you want to look at how fast you can make these sons of bitches go. Let's just autocannon, try cobalt on this, replace all these with things that don't drain armor, then slap on some afterburners here. This isn't the fastest it can get, but it's at 351. I think you can actually move, is that power usage 5? Usage 10. Okay, so it doesn't matter. I can't cheat that. Damn, okay. I don't suppose this goes lower than 5. No, it doesn't. This doesn't drain power. This drains power, so let's go with the lowest one here. None of these improve ship speed. Oh, that does. Sublight speed is improved by precognitive interface. Dope. Let's slap that on there. AI crew doesn't actually hurt power. Doesn't give it any speed, though. And I think advanced afterburners are the best sublight bonus we're getting here. Yeah. Hell of a lot better than that. So we're looking at 386 as a cap. 386 is pretty fucking fast. What's that? Whatever the fuck this number is, multiplied by 386. That's big number. Big number. Thanks. What? That's like 4.8 million kilometers an hour? That's pretty fucking crazy. It's still nowhere near the speed of light, right? 4.8 kilometers per hour is like half a percentage. If that. Yeah, like 0.5% of the speed of light. It's real fucking fast. But I think I want to adjust this. So it looks like... God, I wish the speed was written down in a way that made any fucking sense. As we can take a look here. Speed is just the numbers. This is a sin when talking about physics in general. If you write down an integer without a unit associated with it, this means nothing. 80 what? 80 feet per second? 80 miles per hour? 80 light years per second? Like, what does this mean? What does this mean? I have no fucking clue. I do know that at 100 speed, I want to slow everything way the fuck down. Oh, I shouldn't do this. This is gonna be terrible. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I make it terrible? I mean, fuck it, I'm just playing around, right? Let's say the Parker Solar Probe. I really need to impress the Parker Solar Probe. Is its closest approach. Okay, that's a little bit faster. That's a little bit faster. I do like that. Is gonna make it up to... Oh god, I don't want to do math here. But I guess I will. I'm not doing this in my head. If I were not streaming or not recording, I would do this in my head. But because there's a record of me doing this, I'm not being wrong about it. Yeah, it's like 55 speed. Okay. I could have done that in my head, but I didn't want to. So 55 speed is like the fastest man-made object in history. In history. It's a full order of magnitude faster than Voyager. But it's only getting that fast because it's being pulled in by the sun's gravity. It's not going that fast because of its own propulsion. Its own propulsion doesn't actually go that fucking fast. When we talk about propulsion, the main issue we're dealing with is the main issue you're dealing with is power and fuel. like chemical chemical thrusters can be very, very efficient and produce a very high impulse, but they can't sustain that high impulse. And if you add more fuel, then that's more mass it has to push, which eventually is just a negative feedback loop. That's why there are ideas about like ram scoops or ramjets or things like that, which just pick up ephemera and feed it into a chemical reaction. The fact that ships in Stellaris don't have to deal with supply or upkeep or fuel is such a big, like, write-off. Like, I don't want to deal with it. It's such a big disconnect from even good science fiction. Like, ship running low on fuel, needing to dock and refuel. Like, fuck, wasn't that... That was a plot point in, like, so many fucking things. Like, oh, we're running low on fuel, gotta take this detour through the whatever system. Oh, but the whatever system is dangerous. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting. And so much of, like, where actual national entities or government entities or alliances exist has been a consequence of their ability to project power over space and time. And like forms of transportation have been really, really important to that. Like rivers and lakes and sea travel have been historically like one of the major ways that power is projected. You look at Rome and the Mediterranean, then we started building roads, and then the horse and the carriage was really the next, you know, determining factor for how far England and how quick your response time can be. Because after a certain point, a border is just a representation of how far you're able to exert power before you're met by something able to match or exceed that power. Where power meets power and authority meets authority. It, you know, there's no clear line on the sand or on the world, but we draw it on maps to kind of approximate it. And space travel, we have time, right? Speed is how quickly you're able to get to somewhere, plant your flag, or respond to pirates or whatever there, but we're not taking into account fuel. Fuel, or logistics more broadly, has determined how fast or how far a horse can go in a day, or if you have a network of horses, how big that network can be in feeding all those horses and getting supplies to all those different stations. Or if you're running on automobiles, gas stations and, you know, depots determine how much you can actually project power and respond to things. When you're talking about airplanes, it starts talking about, you know, where do you have airstrips? Where do you have refueling stations for that? Or you can have, you know, mid-air refueling, which is a thing we're capable of doing now. I'm okay with, like, refueling in orbit or, like, sending fuel ships, but, like, it having all of that written off, that massive logistical part of running a society, is so bad. It's so bad. Because it really skews and it doesn't model something very, very important, right? And I don't think it's in my talent or in my patience, probably, to code something like that in. But in slowing down ship speed, does it make wars more tedious? Oh my god, yes. Does it slow down exploration, expansion? Totally. Does it make the game maybe more boring? Maybe. Maybe. But I could honestly do with a little bit of that, with slowing the game down. This side mod I'm working on is really aimed at slowing the game the fuck down. So okay, if we're determined to do that, let's look at fission propulsion. Nuclear propulsion has been proposed in spacecraft for quite some time. Project Orion. Yeah, let's not look at the specifics. Let's look at nuclear pulse propulsion. Nuclear pulse propulsion is fucking ridiculous. Is the idea that you literally have a payload, a nuclear payload, behind this, behind your ship. It explodes. The explosion pushes your ship further away. It's horrifying. But the specific impulse is list of engines by specific impulse is huge. When we're talking about traditional chemical thrusters, we're talking about hundreds of specific impulse at most. When we're talking about nuclear propulsion or fusion, we're talking about thousands. And now, technically, we're not dealing in nuclear propulsion at any point in here. But we are dealing with fission reactors and fusion reactors, and so, yeah, very generously, let's say that chemical thrusters is including nuclear fission propulsion. Why? Because I want it to. Mostly. It's so much more efficient. And something being more efficient means that you get more bang for your buck as far as mass energy goes. Like, you can have the same amount of mass, but your potential energy or potential max speed or potential velocity are very different. So specific impulse is a good rule of thumb for comparing different kinds of propulsion, but yeah. I guess the idea behind the chemical rockets in game is that we'll just invent better and better fuels. We have more efficient fuels. The problem is more that really efficient fuels and their propellants are incredibly dangerous. So let's start with our good boy Parker here. What is your means of propulsion? You have photovoltaic ray. Yeah. What is your... What is your engine? How are you propelled, Parker Pro? Propulsion system. Thermal protection, no. Hydrazine. Monoprop hydrazine propulsion. Interesting. Okay, so that's a chemical engine. Uses blowdown monopropellant hydrazine. Really? Okay. Don't suppose... Nope. Well, these are orbital rockets, not, solid fuel tends to actually be, quite efficient. Let's ballpark it, right? I don't want to get in the nitty-gritty right now. Specific impulse is just... Let's not specific impulse. Give me this. Yeah. Specific. Nope. Wanted you to sort by that. I'm seeing 462, 470. 470 is like our max, right, for non-nuclear. This is at least 4 times. At least 4 times is the specific impulse. Cool. Cool. And when we're talking about fusion, that's like, Jesus. Almost 10 times? That's 8 times? It's 9 times? Jesus Christ. What? 470 times. Yeah, that's higher than 10 times. Or up to 10 times. So let's say chemical fuel here, or chemical thrusters, is a misnomer. What is a nuclear propulsion except a combination of chemicals, right? I know that's not what it's saying. I know that's not in the spirit of what it is, but let's adjust the values for that, because these nuclear pulse propulsion engines have been bouncing around in theory since, like, what, the fucking 60s? 50s. Yeah, by General Atomics. So it's something theoretically we've had on the books for a while. So let's say it can go at least 4 times the Parker probe. Well, 4 times 55 gets us 220. That actually makes it so that our starting speed is completely fine. Interesting. Does that make sense though? Is using specific impulse really the best way to do this? Because, like, thrust is what typically you think of more as speed, but specific impulse is your ability to maintain that speed. I don't know. Electric propulsion, advanced fusion powered thrusters. It's interesting. So dark matter thrusters say that they defy numerous laws of physics. But it really doesn't go that fast. So do we really need to slow shit down? No? Well, I mean, yes and no, right? It's called chemical thrusters. If we look at chemical thrusters, you know, I'd be willing to, like, nudge this up to 60 speed, maybe, for what's possible with chemical thrusters. But that's also chemical thrusters in, like, ideal circumstances, aided by a gravity well, with somehow an infinite amount of fuel. That's... It's weird, the values they picked here. Why is default 120? Instead of 100? Like 140, 160, 80, like... There's no fucking documentation for any of this. So it's very, very hard to tell. Stellaris ship speed. Okay, Okay, let's see. Corvette. Yeah, people were complaining about, like, oh, it took years. Yeah, well. It should take a long time. If you're not actually going faster than the speed of light, space is very, very big. And even if you are going faster than the speed of light, space very, very big. Yeah, I kind of want to fuck with it. I really want to fuck with it, but I don't have a good metric to base it off of. Like, I guess if I did, it'd be based off the Parker Solar Probe. Is like, I might do like 60 for this, and then I might just do 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, which isn't slowing things down that much. I mean, everything's moving at about 70 or 80% of its prior speed, so that is kind of noteworthy, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm alright with that. I want to slow shit down a little bit. Just like across the fucking board. Wars are already like painstakingly slow. But, you know, maybe they should be. Maybe they should be. Maybe we can slow that down. I mean, fuck, I have a mod installed that slows down combat. So, sure, there. Everything's a little bit slower. This isn't like going to immediately apply or anything. Obviously, I have to like load and restart the game. These changes are not built into like my existing massive soul system mod. These are new changes. Okay, so stuff is slower. Across the board, it's interesting. Specifically, I was... Frick. Yeah, that one, okay. I was wanting to hunt down ship behaviors. Achievements, no. Agendas, I got budget, no. Ambient objects, no. Armies, nah. No. Fines, no. Deposits, no. District, no. Edict, no. Ethic, nah. Nah. No. It's not under scripted variables, right? Yeah, I already have taken a look at ships. It's not that. Not ship sizes. It might be... What do we have here? Swarm ships. Speed slow. So these are already set for speed slow. Small swarm ships are set for speed fast. I could slow them down. I kind of want to. That's not really necessary, Alex, is it? No. No, I just feel like they're too fucking fast. But I just slowed everything down a little bit, so maybe that'll make a difference. Yeah, maybe I don't need to double down on changes before I see how at least they start playing out. Now this shit. Now that we're have an election going on. How the fuck do elections work? God, why did I just close that as soon as I opened it? Common elections? Nah, it wouldn't be that easy. Government? Government? No? Okay, let's see. No. Nah. System types? What is system types? Oh. Okay. Weird, but okay. Subjects? Nah. Starbase? Nah. Species rights, species name, species classes, archetypes? Species archetypes. Other. Okay. Fair enough. Special projects? No. Maybe this is an event? Maybe it's handled via event. Scripted effects? No. Come back to that later, maybe. Random names, pop jobs, pop category, policies? No, this is like specifically policies, right? Yeah. Nope. Personalities, on actions. No. Inventions? Okay. Stellaris election modding? Where the fuck is... Yeah, government modding. Where is this? Oh, come on, man. just tell me where it is. Common governments civics. No, it isn't. Oh, it is. I'm blind. Civics. So, despotic, constitutional, dictatorship, whatever. Okay. This does not get into what I'm curious about. Authorities. So, election type. Election term variance, election allowed, can have elections, okay, but how are elections handled? No, that's not really what I want, and civic sure as fuck isn't what I want. Nope. Because, like, if we go to democratic, yes, it has elections. How do they work, though? I'd say it's an event, right? But it's not an event. It's a situation. How does candidate support work? Stellaris, candidate support. Yeah, just boost the percentage. Percentages are just probabilities. Yeah, but like, where are they probabilities? Where is this coded? I know that it's just a probability. wherein are those probabilities listed? Ugh. It really is so disappointing that it just comes down to... It seems to just come down to a random fucking roll. Agenda, ain't it? No. Pop categories, pop faction types. So what I would like is for, and I don't know if it works this way, I want pops to vote on candidates who are from parties that they are from, and have the votes ranked according to the pop's power. When I say pop's power, I mean we with shared burden, for example. No, political power. Political power. How the fuck does this work? Because clearly it's already a thing. Political power. Political power. Every pop in the Empire has a happiness rating. Together with the stratum's political power determines the approval rating. So wait, is happiness rating just compared to political power, and if happiness is higher than political power, you get approval? Because if so, that sucks. Yeah, political power is only mentioned 4 times here. And happiness is just weighed by political power. Weighed by political power. Weighed by political power, but... Oh. Yeah, don't do that.
Television advertisements. I think Eat Fresh is a great slogan. They managed to convince an entire continent, if not the globe, that eating a foot of bread was somehow good for them.
Wait, was that a Northern Lion? That was Northern Lion, wasn't it? It is. It is Scoots and Toots. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, I've heard this before.
Fresh.
Yeah. Purge. Okay, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't even know where to begin in digging for this. It's got to be in common, right? Election. Fuck. Okay, it's not election. Government? No. Leader events? Ruler events? No. Progress, primitive, pretender, precursor, pop events? Nope. It's not like country events. Oh, this is where these piece of shit events are. Okay, cool. They're cool the first time you see them. they're not like the 18 millionth time you've seen them. Wah, wah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to start with that. AI budget. Oh well. Okay. So we'll just put that out of mind for now and keep going. But like that would be really cool, wouldn't it? If you could actually like have to pay attention to your demographics, like what species you have and what their attitudes are and what parties they're a member of and who they would actually vote for, be sympathetic to. That'd be very cool. Does it already work that way? It doesn't feel like it, so I don't think so. And if it does, it really does not communicate any of that in-game. Because it does just seem like completely fucking random. And I would like just a little bit more
Scientific progress attained.
insight from the game. And really this is a criticism against like all fucking Paradox titles. They do not communicate well to the end user. Like they are dense and opaque. They are very opaque. Yeah, okay. I'm tabbing out of here enough. Starbase? Starbase levels? No. Starbase buildings? No. Ooh, but construction days are a thing in here. Hey, don't fuck with that. Don't fuck with that. It's not important enough to me right now to fuck with that. Maybe later it will become that way, but Starbase types? No. Starbase modules? No. What I'm looking for is the build time for Starbases. And God, I swear that I've seen this somewhat recently. Is it... scripted variables? Nah. Something like scripted variables? Scripted variables? Moon distance, repeatable text, horizon signal. No. No. Stellaris outpost build time. Modding. That gonna help me out? Starbase modding. Yeah, it's not. Starbase part. Nope. Nope. Let's see, weight modifier, modifier potential. Nope. System types. It's gotta be here somewhere. Start from the top, huh? Achievement, no. Agenda, AI budget, no. Ambient object, no. Anomaly, nope. No. Buildings. These are actual buildings. Okay, fair enough. Colony automation? No. Just don't even look at that. Colony types, nah. Decision defined deposits, districts, economic category plan, edicts, ethics, event chains. Nah, I just thought I'd look. Federation law, Federation perks, Federation type, galactic focus, game rules. I'm probably not, right? Stellaris outpost build speed? Okay, that's not what I wanted. Nope. All right. Maybe there's something helpful in here? Nah. Lawsuits. What? What? What the fuck is this, Stellaris? Example lawsuit type. Yep. I'm glad there's nothing more to that. It's like, that does not seem interesting. It's not like megastructures, right? Right, like you wouldn't do me dirty like this, right? Habitats, L-gate, gateways. No. No, it isn't counted as a megastructure, thank God. Observation station missions? Nope. On actions. I swear to God, there used to be something in the defines about it. But I'm just like convinced it can't be in there anymore. Scripted effects. No. Scripted localization? Yeah, I'm gonna assume not. Scripted triggers. Templates, variables, sector focuses, ship behavior, ship sizes, solar system initializers, special projects. No, right? And no, surely not. Species archetypes, species classes, starbase buildings. You'd really think it'd be in starbase buildings, right? Or in something labeled starbase, like starbase levels. Starbase levels makes so much sense for it to be here, but it's not. Because you have the size, the next level, if you show it in the outliner or not, the map icon, the level weight, and that's it. You don't have the upgrade button in here, you don't have anything in here. So, is that in modules? No, right? Nope. So where is upgrading starbases? You'd think like starbase buildings, but it's not here because buildings, and I'm understanding how this works. Modules, buildings. I'm looking for what does this, and what does this. Because there's interesting. There's not actually a time associated with this. Yeah. That's so weird. Starbase buildings, modules, starbase types. Maybe shipyard. No, these are starbases and not like stations, which are different, right? In looking through all these, we haven't found like stations, which I would guess is classified as a ship type. Yep. I found it. I fucking found it. Okay, cool. There's starbases. Then there's starbases. Megacore. Ship sizes. What's in ship sizes? Corvette, destroyer, cruiser, constructor. Yeah, stations are in this. Okay, I'm glad I opened this. Stations, do you have your build speed in here? You got it, right? Well, you don't have to, but I hope you do. But max speed, acceleration, rotate speed, hit points, modifier ship, build block radius, prerequisites, class. Oh no. Oh no, you don't actually have it in here. Fuck. Starbase Megacore? Is this something I actually want to fuck with? I mean, Caravan... Base build time? It does have a build time. So okay. Alright. How long should fucking Starbase take to build? Surely not. Less time than a habitat, right? I mean, a battleship is done in 2 years. A cruiser is done in just over a year. Currently, a level 1 starbase takes a year to build. A basic starbase. That's actually kind of fair. Let's... Starbase, outpost, 360. That's 1 whole year. I don't think there's really a need for it to take longer than that. I don't know. If it's done in a year, you build a starbase outpost faster than you do a cruiser. Well, you definitely have access to outposts sooner than you have access to cruisers. In terms of scale, an outpost has like the combat strength of like a fucking Corvette. And then it can build defense platforms. Okay, yep, that's something to think about. Platform, build, speed. I actually don't hate those being 120. That seems kind of reasonable. Because that's about a Corvette speed, and they're like, if anything, a platform's got to be easier to build than a Corvette, because this is just a weapon system and a power plant. This is a weapon system, a power plant, and a propulsion system. Taking out the propulsion system seems like it would just make things easier. What? 58. Okay, so a Corvette is like 60, let's say. So it's a third of the strength, a third or fourth of the strength of a station. This is about the strength of a destroyer. About. So I think basing it on a destroyer wouldn't be terrible. I do not plan to reduce the build time. If anything, I want to add to the build time. That's why we're looking at this. It's currently a year. That feels actually reasonable. Starbase starports. But these are just starbases, huh? Yeah, huh. I don't know, a year still seems pretty fucking fast. I kind of want to put it at like 2 years. This is great. This is definitely what people signed up for. There have been requests that I mod on stream, so here you fucking go. Okay, this is anchorages. These are actual starbase things, which is fine. Unfortunately, civilian stations are just in here, and they don't have a build time assigned to them in here, which really sucks. Yeah, so I'm not really interested in ship sizes. Like, at all. Like, in any fucking way, yeah. Which is weird because these are in ship sizes. But I'm not interested in ship sizes and ship sizes, of course. Of course, how is that not confusing in the least? Starbases, Colossi. Yeah, even the Colossus has at Colossus build time. Why the fuck? Why don't you? Corvette has... Yeah, base build time is a thing right here. If I scroll all the way down, stations do not have base build time. There's military stations. Oh, okay, yeah, these are stations. Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, that's something I will want to mod, actually. You know what? This sounds like Sims music to me. Yeah, plop that bad boy in here. Let's just close all these. Ship sizes. I don't need Colossi, event ships, swarm ships, fallen empires, extra dimensional. Might need that. Federations. Probably not. Fuck it. So these are potentially what I want to edit. So go ahead and open these. Start out with Caravaneers. Ships. Nope, don't actually want to fuck with any of this. Get out of here. Starbase Megacore. You have Starbase Caravaneer. You have a build time of 730 on that, which is fine with me. That was like double. You know what? 720. You know what? Get yourself something nice. I don't know why that's 730 instead of 720, but sure. Yeah, double it. Starbases take 2 years. Even basic outposts take 2 years. Why? I don't know, dude. It just... A year is too fucking fast for something... I mean, this is a good size comparison, right? Just talking about size. On scale, I point to the screen. Stations, even outposts, are on the scale of something like a battleship. Granted, they're not moving, but they're still really fucking big. But if you slow it down too much, that really slows things down. And we're already doubling the amount of downtime. I'm really okay with that, though. Starport, Starhold. What if we just double these? So 720 would put this on par with a battleship. It wouldn't be exactly as long as a battleship, but it's 2 years. 2 years to one of these. It's longer than a cruiser. And in terms of fleet power, you'd be getting more out of building a cruiser. But of course you would. The point of these things aren't to project power. The point of outposts isn't to go out and conquer shit. It's to project power. Then, all right, upgrading it to a starport. That would take a year. So you already got the foundation laid, right? You're just expanding off of that. I'm okay with that only taking a year. Especially because really the starting any project, any construction project, is the largest part of it. If you get one of these laid out, presumably it has basic construction labs inside of it to help facilitate its expansion. I mean, it clearly has construction capabilities to make defense platforms, and if it can plop these out, then clearly it can expand itself. So sure. But the time for a construction ship to lay one down, I think should take a couple of years. That should be a bit longer. Starbase to starport, that's fine. To starhold, well, that's already 720. So it's already doubled. And then to Star Fortress is 1080. So what's the actual time looking like here? 720, 360, 720, 1080. Let's get to a Star Hold. And then a Citadel is 1440 on top of that. That's 4320. What an odd number. And if we're looking in terms of total years, construction time, that's 12 fucking years to build this thing. It is faster to build a habitat than it is to start a starbase and finish a starbase. I do not like that. A mega shipyard from start to finish. I want this to be 10. So actually, I think I'm gonna be doing the game a fucking favor here. Yeah, there we go. Let's just make each step of this 720. 2 years. 2 years to build it, 2 years to upgrade it every step of the way. Because they're incremental, you're not doing it all at once. Yeah, it should be more expensive, absolutely, to make it bigger, but a habitat shouldn't take longer or less time than an outpost. They're, equivalent size structures, and making a Citadel outpost is fascinating to me. That by design, it takes longer than building a fucking gateway. Or it takes more than half the time of a mega shipyard. That's fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and change some of that then. So I am slowing down initial expansion, but in the long run, I'm actually speeding up how quick these are to upgrade. I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that, because especially at later levels, if I have a fucking space station that can pump out, what, in 1440 days, I could build a battleship and a half in that time? And you mean to tell me that's how long it takes to upgrade? No. I mean, maybe, but it's easier to build the infrastructure of, like, a port than it is to... I don't know if it's easier to scale one up or down, but sure, we'll fuck with Starbases a little bit. Pricey Starbase. Drop that down. Starbase AI. Why is it 730? Why is it 730 and not 720? There's gotta be a reason for that, right? Or maybe nobody told... You know what? 730 is 365 times 2. But years are not 365 days in Stellaris. Years are 360. So these numbers are somebody who doesn't understand the time increment they're working with, and they're like, oh, this should take 2 years. But instead it takes 2 years and 10 days. Fallen Empire Outpost. No, fuck you. you take as long as everyone else. No, why'd I do that? It's easy. I like to comment out things that I change just so when I go back and look at it later, I can be like, oh, okay. That's what happened here. An ion cannon. An ion cannon is a battleship, right? Right? Civilian stations. Listen, this is why I opened this, and I'm no closer to figuring out how the fuck to slow these down. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Military stations. Okay. Small should take 120. I'm actually perfectly alright with that. Though it's 120 by default, so they seem to be under the impression that it should take twice as long to make a military station as it takes to make a Corvette. I mean, I get it, right? But also, no. Corvette has a whole FTL system in it, and propulsion system that you have to deal with. This is just a glorified bunker in space. Nah. And 360? No, I'm gonna reduce this to 240. I'm actually going to keep this on par with, and then large is cruiser time? Right? Where's your build speed? Where is your build speed? What? Acceleration modifier, ship modifier. Should be right here. What? Am I fucking blind? Max speed is space station, yes. What the fuck? What? Yeah, those aren't what I want. I want defense platforms, but you don't have a page for defense platforms because, of course, you don't have a fucking page for defense platforms. Why would you? Because they're not a thing most people use. They're an interesting thing. Okay, let's platform. Yep. Defense platform just redirects to the Starbase article, which doesn't actually have anything talking about the platforms. What the fuck? I am deeply perplexed. Okay, you know what? Just gonna add this in here because you seem to be lacking it, and I don't really know why you're lacking it, but you know, we're just gonna throw this in here. If it does something great, if it doesn't, that's fine. Yeah, I'm hoping it does, but wasn't here before. Alright, 240, compass 1480, why not? And then, are the ion cannons supposed to be, oh god, I've given myself a fucking headache. They have perdition beams, so they're like Titan lights. It's Titan class hull-wise, but only battleship class armor-wise. Economically, it's comparable to the latter without the alloy upkeep. And by default, I saw it. Don't fuck with me. Is designable, yes. Base build time is 1080. 1080 is it's bigger than a battleship. Let's make it half of a Titan, so 5 years to construct one of these. Because it's a Titan that doesn't go anywhere, right? So using that logic, this is a destroyer that doesn't go anywhere, so it takes 120. Sure. This is a cruiser that doesn't go anywhere, so it's 240. Right, sure, whatever. And this is a battleship that doesn't go anywhere, so it takes 480. Is that actually how it works? No, but that kind of rationale I can live with, so let's stick with that. Yeah. Okay, now the real fucking question, why do the civilian stations not have the base build time equals whatever? It would be below is space station or is listed. Fleet slot size? Size multiplier is space station, yes. Build block radius, yes. Civilian components, enable default design. Prerequisites, class, is designable? No. Okay. I'm gonna do it. How long should these take? 120 days. I have no idea how long they take currently. That's probably something you should figure out before fucking with it, Alex. Yeah, you know, that's a great point. Let's enter orbit, and then do some math. Okay, it started on September 1st. Okay, that's a month, and it's 31%. So like 3 months?
Anomalous
2 months.
readings detected.
And it's like 62%. It's 3 months, which is 90 days, and it's at 91%.
Construction complete.
It does not have a full 120. It's like 100 is its build time. Interesting. Yeah, let's bump it up to 120. Wasn't here before. Sometimes you can add stuffing like this. It works fine. Other times, there's a very good reason why there wasn't something like this in here before. And, you know, this is a fun way to find out. This is underneath is space station, yes. Boop. Space station, yes. Sweet, boop. Okay. Let's kill the game, start it back up, and see what happens. So, what have we done? We lowered ship speed. Across the board. And slowed? Question mark? Outpost. Build. Speed. Who knows if that's actually the case or not? But we'll take a look at it. And I did fuck around with platform build speed a little bit, yeah. It's probably the last thing I'm gonna do for today. We're already at like 2 fucking hours, and I have not like actually played the game for more than like 20 minutes at a time. Instead, I just went like, you know, I'm curious how this works. I still want to know how elections work. I want to know where the fuck elections are coded in, so I can see all the different pieces that fit together. I feel like there's not a lot of pieces. I feel like it's just a rows number in between 1 and 4. If it's 1, if it's 2, if it's 3, if it's 4, and you can change the weight of the rolls with different factors, I think is the way it works. And if so, that's fucking disappointing. It's not surprising. Like, it seems like a pain in the ass to code in the fun and interesting way I want to do it, but you never know. Watch a game just crash. Alright, game did not crash. So I can celebrate that. Start the game. Ooh, Actually got a ideal candidate for society research this time around. Survey that. Open ruler focus. Give me that. Open policy. Away teams. Economic. No, not economic. Trade. Marketplace of ideas. Species. Set default to residence. Not undesirable. We're not that bad. And then we will time how long it takes this to complete. Okay, I'm already noticing these being slower. Which is good. That was intended. Star systems should not just be crossable in the blink of an eye. It should take weeks. It should take weeks. Months? Yeah, I mean, because IRL, going from here to here, years. This takes many months just going from here to here. Going inward is a little bit easier because you got gravity working for you, but like, it took the better part of half a century for Voyager to get up to here. When we're still talking about chemical thrusters, shit should be moving pretty slow. Okay, you're not building, right? Yeah, you're just moving. So, wait until the end of this month. Wait for May 1st. Okay. You should begin this on May 1st. Now, if I coded this right, well, we'll see. Nope. Nope, it's ignoring me. It's just set at a default of 100. Or it's set somewhere else. Okay, that's 2. So that's 60. That's 90. '91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Yeah, I think it's 1% per day. Yep, it's 1% per day. It's 100. So
Construction complete.
Okay, fucked with it, but it didn't matter. Well, now we know. Now we know. So ship sizes .text. I don't need this for anything, right? It's just civilian ships. Military stations? I guess I did fuck with military stations. Let's take a look at that. See if that actually changed. I'm sure it did. It's still 120. Wait. Yes, this is supposed to be 120. Yeah, I've been staring at this too long. Okay, well that all works. Let's move you out here so we can make sure outpost build time is correct. Correct? Oh, hey. This is one of mine. I made this. I kind of do like that it's time-consuming moving across systems now. Like it was before, but motherfucker, when you have a galaxy-spanning empire, it should take a while. Move around. You know, it points to why it's better to have decentralized authority structures and centralized authority structures, and the consequences of the difficulty of organizing a society based on strong centralized authority.
System resources analyzed.
It's difficult. I don't know why I'm actually like measuring this as if. Okay. I'm gonna enter orbit. Okay. Nope, this is still at a... It's still at 100.
Construction complete.
Yep, it's still at 100. Interesting. So are these... If I wanted to upgrade it, though... Yeah, that would take 720. So the upgrading part in here, that's what I've been modding. But the ship on actions are probably what these are. Alright, well, God, I thought I was done, but nope. Ship behaviors. Special ship behaviors. Not that special. Not Colossus special. Standard ship behaviors? Swarm, picket line. No, this isn't what I want. Default. Okay, so this is like actual ship behavior. No. Ship sizes. No. Is it? It's not a defines, is it? Constructor. Nope. Construct. Construction progress blend speed. Don't know what that is. Construction chip, construction speed multiplier. Build speed? Station? There's gotta be something for this, right? So mining stations and outposts I haven't affected. The ability to upgrade outposts we've affected, which is, I mean, fine, but that wasn't what I was going for. And that's part of what I was going for, but that's not really the heart of what I wanted. I mean, across the board, I could slow down construction ship build speed. That's not what I want. I mean, that's kind of what I want, but that's gonna echo out to fuck with the megastructure build speed, I imagine, and I do not want that. Buildings? No. I may just have to let this one go. For the time being, at least. I may just have to let this one go. Because I don't know how it works. And I'm not really sure where to look that I haven't looked. Shush. Shush that music. It's been 2 hours. Yeah, okay. Okay. We'll table that. We'll come back to it. So what did I get done? Well, upgrading Starbases takes longer. And building defensive platforms, there we go. That takes longer. Ships are slower. But the actual build projects of a construction ship, I have not been meaningfully able to adjust. Weird and unfortunate, but like, what are you gonna do, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for now. For today, anyway. It's very exciting. I know I played so much Stellaris for like 20 minutes and then dug around in code being like, how do I change this thing I've never thought about changing before? It's a great time. I don't know what I'll be playing, or when, or fucking anything. There's still some stuff I want to work on as far as modding goes, but I'm getting brain dead right now, so I want to stop. Specifically, I still might want to slow down, like, space wildlife a little bit, because there's no fucking way they're moving faster than the Voyager space probe. I'm sorry, but no, not a living gas bag. The fuck it is. So I still kind of want to do that. That's good, that's good. That's done. That's done. It still might want to fuck with build speed, or how long it takes to clear blocks or tiles on planets. Well, they're not tiles anymore, blockers or whatever on planets. Because these are like continent or big projects, so it does make sense to slow those down a little bit. Yeah, I did that. I'd love to figure out how the fuck elections work and where that's coded, so I really want to find that out, but I don't even know how to start looking for that. Did that already. I slowed that down, that's fine. Station build speed. That's all done. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I think I'm gonna give up on the mining station and the outpost build speed. Like, I don't know where that is, and I've looked everywhere where it makes sense for it to be. And I tried to change a variable that should have affected it, but didn't affect it. So I'm imagining it's hard-coded, or it's somewhere where I wouldn't think to look. And all the same, it's a very small change. And like would echo out to make big differences, but for the time being, we're kind of starting to accomplish the same thing by slowing down movement speed, so fine. Terraforming and megastructures, I'm happy with where that's at. Happier with where it's at. Yeah. So I don't know. I might be back on with Stellaris later. It might be, you know, another like fucking 8 months, 4 months. What month is it? It's February. I really last streamed Stellaris consistently like November or December while modding it, so you know, it might be another few months before I stream or record this shit again, because when I'm into Stellaris, I'm very into it for like a month, and then like very not into it for like 5. But who knows? Fuck knows what other content I'll be making. I don't. Until tomorrow, I guess I'm gonna say toodaloo. Yeah, take care. I will see you then. Bye-bye.